Hello, today I want to talk about how I drastically improved my act time. What you saw in the previous videos was a very slow acts for me, and I know I mentioned that in there, and that was all part of me trying to improve, and here I've changed some things that drastically improve my time. Those videos still reflect everything I did. There's just some things specific to maybe the duelist and to my build that I changed that improved my build time and that I thought would be a good thing to share with all of you. This is my most recent build. I'm in Act 4, I'm at the Aqueduct. And if I do /played, you can see I've played for 1 hour, 55 minutes. So that is 2 hours for 3 acts. Now, if I log in to the account you saw in the guide videos, 4 hours. Now, keep in mind, I have only just got to Act 5. So what that means is that this character and the last character are only the same amount of time if I take 2 hours for Act 4. So, what did I do to cut down my act time? It was about 40 minutes per act versus about 55 minutes per act. So I cut down 10 to 20 minutes per act. What that comes down to is, 1, finding the right gear, because you'll notice these boots have increased movement speed. I know that's not news to a lot of people, but increased movement speed does help. And the other thing I started looking for is sockets, as many sockets as possible to put on as many skills as possible. So, movement speed, sockets. You can see I still prioritize resistances to some degree. I have some resistances here. I also started using the regex website, so I need green, green, red. I'm looking for movement speed of 10 and 15. Also early on I had some other colors highlighted as well, but I found out that these two aren't really useful. I really do just need the green, green, red. And why that is so useful is because originally I was just looking for it on a weapon, but what I really need to be doing is just looking for it on any piece of gear. The other thing I did is I got leap slam with faster attacks. I know in the other videos you saw me using dash. I used that thinking like, oh, this is subpar, but it's fine, it's not a big deal. It actually was a big deal. Leap slam with faster attacks. This is going to be like the Fizz version. If you are playing a blue socket character, like a witch, you'd probably want Flame Dash with Arcane Surge or Frostblink with Arcane Surge, and that would give you a similar effect. Something to increase the amount of times you can dash. Part of it also just comes down to remembering the layouts, understanding which direction to run. So for example, one of the places I lost a lot of time was Prisoner's Gate. But if you were to walk down the path this way, you reach this thing and then it tells you to go find a different way. So I would always accidentally follow the path, reach the end and be like, oh, that wasn't the way I was supposed to go. You actually need to walk towards this outcropping. So just practice and ingraining in my memory that I just need to find the side entrance was one of the things that helped me out a lot. The other thing I did is I frequently changed weapons. Especially if I wasn't dealing enough damage. To make sure that I dealt enough damage, I made sure that I always had the most physical damage I could get on my weapon, and I went through the passive tree and I started taking the nodes at the front that are most beneficial. Normally this build would go down this way, Dex, and I wouldn't take any of these that give me some kind of bonus. I ended up ignoring my endgame build for a minute and taking some of these early impactful nodes, and that helped get me a lot of damage. So kind of ignoring my build, going in the general direction, but grabbing some bigger damage nodes was really helpful. Overall, my biggest time loss was on the bosses. If you feel like the bosses are taking a long time, you probably want to reevaluate your damage and how you're dealing it. Like, you really do want to be 1 or 2-shotting white mobs. 1 shot, right? Like, it should be that easy to kill mobs. The blue mobs take a while because they're tankier, of course. But 1 or 2 shot on the white mobs, right? two-shot on the white mobs. The other thing is, like, this is kind of self-explanatory. I've only died 14 times. I'm a player who dies a lot. That's something that will never change. I will always die a lot. I won't be a hardcore player. That's fine. Most of my deaths were in the Dominus fight. I'm about to share something very vulnerable and embarrassing with you. So just hold your socks, hold your horses, hold it together, okay? 71 times, Act 4, okay? This character is a shit show. It's not good. Definitely make sure that you have a skill you like. For me, that was splitting steel. You know what supports you're taking. You know what curse you're taking. You know what aura you're taking. You have enough sockets to hold everything. You can see this character doesn't even have a helmet. That's how problematic it is. You have movement speed. The regex does help, but most of my time was lost fighting bosses. Make sure that if you're not killing bosses fast enough, that you reevaluate, because you will have a faster league if you take the time after a slow boss to make your damage a lot better. Make sure you're 1 and 2 shotting mobs. Those were just some of the things that I wanted to mention that I've improved drastically, and I wanted to make sure I told you so that you knew what things could improve your axe speed if you were struggling with axe speed like I am.